You're listening to the Sisterhood podcast.
Today we have an extremely special treat for the ladies. We have the amazing Shan. She is a mentor, author, has built an amazing, successful business, and she's going to talk to us today about what it really takes to be the GOAT. So welcome, Shan.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming down. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and just about your business, because you've been making some moves recently, so we want to inspire the nation.
Yeah, so I've literally just turned 25. I think I started my business when I was like maybe like 20 or 21, but I feel like it was for me, like I was in like a really mad situation in my life, and I just feel like it was sort of not life and death, but it was sort of like I needed to sort of get like my shit together. And I always knew like I wanted to be like an entrepreneur. Like I always knew I wanted to have my own salon and like my own beauty business, but I just feel like because I've had to live on my own since 15, so now that's like 10 years, that's a long time and a young age to live on your own. I feel like I should have been guided at that age and told, no, you've got to be in at this time, instead of learning about like rent and council tax and all of them things. So I think, but it was just the wrong way before. I feel like the way that I was making money and the way that I was living my life, it just wasn't the correct way. So I feel like when I started my business, it sort of has just gone from like venture to venture, like different path to different path, and I've sort of just like grown it from there.
That's interesting.
So what was you going through at the time that was a bit mad?
I feel,
Come on.
I feel like so obviously I got arrested, like me and my ex-boyfriend, we got arrested, and then I just started my business just before I got arrested. But I feel like for me, trying to do the transition from like that path to like being like legit and having my own business, it was hard. I felt like it made way more sense to do it how I knew and how I was comfortable with. So yeah, we got arrested and I was in custody for like 5 days or something crazy like that. And I just thought to myself, like, they must have given me a book, and it was just like, I said to myself, like, it was a Bible, and I weren't religious. I didn't grow up religious. I didn't understand about faith. I didn't understand about praying. I just thought it was my mental health talking. I thought when I was sitting there like begging, I was just like, God, listen, I remember my prayer. I was like, I know I'm not a serious candidate, God, but listen, if you let us out, I promise you, I will give my heart and soul to this business. Like, no matter what I go through, because I knew if I did get let out, like, I was still going to face hardships. And I was like, I don't care what you put in front of me. Like, I will never give up. And then, obviously, half an hour later, after 5 days, 2 o'clock in the morning, we all got let out. I was like, oh, my God, I done that. I was like, God done that. Honestly, it was crazy. And then, obviously, I just got mad faith from there. And I literally just kept building and building and building. I feel like from that time, I was on bail, like, and I was on tag.
What arrested for?
So my ex-boyfriend, he got arrested for murder. So I got arrested for assisting an offender, and then they dropped that, and then I got like charged for preferring the course of justice.
Okay, that is pretty heavy.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. And then obviously I was on bail for like maybe like a year and a half when I was on tag, but that's when I built my business. Like, I feel like I kept saying, I'm laying the foundation. And I feel like also every time I used to go to like my barrister, like I had to go Holborn, like it was intense. Like, I think the way that I made it seem, like it would make people think like I want to be on that case, because like if that's what this does, then like, I need that. But I just think with me, I give a lot of gratitude for my mindset and my strength, because I think no matter what I go through, I always see a positive in it. So I just knew that like I'm going to build this foundation, whether I go in or out, whether it's going to end in a year's time, 2 years time, 25 years time, it's going to end. Like, and I didn't want to then think, oh, let me start now. Because I think a lot of people in this life, they think, oh, because I'm going through this, I'll start that later. And then something, as soon as that hardship ends or that circumstance like finishes, you're going to be in something else. So I just felt like I'm glad that I sort of understood the concept of like trying to push through and still try to build as I'm going through.
Yeah. Can I ask as well? So are you still with your partner who you originally got arrested? Great minds think alike. Are you still with your partner who you?
No.
Okay.
Did you break up at the time?
No, I broke up with him like 2020. So I've gone to prison. He's come out. Yeah. I've gone in, and then we were together. Yeah.
How long did you get?
I got 19 months, but because I was on tag for that that whole time, half of that got taken off, and then I come out for early release. So like
How
I
long did
got
you
more
actually
time.
serve?
So I like 5 months, 4 months, 5 months.
Crazy.
What prison was you in?
Bronzefield, Newhall, and Downview. They
What was
had
that
me all
like?
over.
As a
do-
young girl going to jail.
Do you know what? I feel like with me, I'm not saying everyone likes me because they don't, but I feel like I'm quite a likable character. Like I'm not really like I don't do the fighting thing. Like I don't mind females. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I just chat for England. So I just feel like
That's why I asked you to come on, babe. He's the right one.
so I feel like for me personally, like I had an all right time because I knew I weren't in there for that long. And because I built my business before, like when I was on the wing, all I used to talk about was my business. And it wasn't like how it is now. And even like one of my like good friends that I met in there, like she just like she believed in my stuff just through like my passion and just through like my talking, like, and she'd never seen my stuff before. So even when I come out, she was still in there. She was at the start of her sentence. She only come out this year. So and that was like what 2019. So she done like 5 years in there. But when I met her, she was at the beginning of her sentence. So she'd never seen my stuff. And even one of her friends I made friends with when I was out, and she was just like, oh, you need to go to Shan, she knows all about business. But for me, it's just like, how do you know that? Because you just know from what I've spoke about, and a lot of girls will go in there and you can be whoever you want in prison because it's like you ain't gonna know. Do you know what I mean? But she believed, she was like, nah, like your passion, like your belief in like yourself, like it's just like crazy. Like I've never met anyone like
So
it.
you was homeless when you was 15?
Yeah, so when I was so I must have like not really got along with my adopted family. Obviously I'm adopted. My mum, she passed away when I was like, I think I was like 2, and then my dad, he got deported because he weren't meant to be here. And then and
Quite
then
simply.
and then my auntie, like my maternal aunt, she adopted me. But like she was like, they was like a white family. So I feel like growing up like in Essex, like I moved from like Dagenham to like Leon C. So it was just like growing up there was no like people of culture,
Predominantly white,
like
innit? Yeah.
colour, nothing. So even when I go there now, I'm like, oh my God, there's black people pushing prams. I'm thinking, you must live it. It's different now. Like, but when I was growing up, like I didn't understand about, like I hated my hair. I used to like straighten it all the time. Like I didn't understand like you like even like creaming skin and just mad little things is just different. So I feel like growing up, I didn't really know who I was. It's only as I've got older, like in my later years, in the last few years, I've started to understand myself more, like being around like different types of people and trying to just like, yeah, it was hard. Like it
I
wasn't
can
easy.
relate to you so much.
Yeah.
It's wild. And we've kind of got a similar like backstory.
Yeah,
it's
it's crazy.
So after you come out of prison, and then you broke up with your partner, did you find that that wasn't a point of elevation? Because they say once you leave toxic relationships, that you tend to grow more. Do you still feel like you would be where you are today if you continued in that relationship?
I don't know, I think I'd be better. I don't know. I thought, for me personally, I thought the grass was greener on the other side. So for anyone that thinks the grass is greener, it is black over here. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like
It's astroturf.
like, it's horrible. Like I don't know. Like for me, I thought like I think where I was growing my business, I've always stayed humble, but I just felt like where I was at that time, like I was growing my business, I was meeting new people, and I think I just got a little bit lost and a bit too caught up in my business, like trying to just build, and get so addicted to that. Whereas like really, what I actually want is like love and a family and things like that, which I had there, but I think I try to understand myself. So I do like this reflection and analyzation. I think for me personally, I had everything that I wanted, like with him. But I think because I'm not used to that and I feel like it's too good to be true, like if I accept it, like I feel like you're going to leave anyway, because I feel like my mum left, my dad left, my adopted family left. So even though like it wasn't all of their faults, I believe. Like I'm not putting blame on them, but I just feel like for me, like friendships and relationships, like I push it away. Like I don't really want to accept it, and I feel like that's what I done with like him and his family, because that was the first time I've actually ever experienced love ever in my life. So I always say like to get to 18, that's when I met him. I met him at 18. So for me to get to 18, and then that's the only time that I feel like I've experienced love. Like it's crazy. Like so yeah.
Did you ever have therapy? Did you ever go and see a counsellor or anyone like that?
Do you know what? Like, I remember when I first tried to have counselling, I was living in YMCA, like in Southend. I must have been like 15, 16, and I tried, but like she was such a lovely woman. But I just feel like from that moment, I just thought like you're telling me about like your family and like how everything is, and you're pulling up whatever year it was, she was in that plate car. So it's not that I felt like you're a bad person. I just feel like you don't understand me.
You couldn't relate. Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I always knew that's why I think I've always wanted to like speak out on certain things so then people can relate to me and think, okay, cool, like I'm not the only person going through it. But yeah, I have tried with counselling and things like that. But I think I try to do a lot of like self healing, and I try to like try to work things out for myself. But I'm not like against it, but I just feel like I've never found anything. I think the system's just mucked up. I think
I
that
feel like you'd have been such a good youth worker, you know.
yeah.
Do you ever think about that?
Yeah, no. Do you know what? I've always wanted to work with like
With
young people always, like, because I just think I have such a passion. I think to myself like
You
if-
remind me so much of me. You're like a younger version of me. It's crazy.
and I
You
think
do have so much passion. I can see it.
yeah, like, and I think with young
And
people,
ambition.
yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like with young people, it's just like I'm very lucky that I've got like this strength and this motivation in me. Whereas a lot of people that would have gone through what I've gone through, they wouldn't be where I'm at
I
today.
think that's because you've been through so much, though. That's what gives you your drive. because
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
the same,
yeah.
I've been through a lot. And I feel like I've kind of been on survival mode. Like,
Survival
my whole
mode,
life. But
yeah.
it gives you that drive.
Yeah.
Just be a go-getter.
Yeah.
And just make shit happen.
No, it's
Like,
true.
it does. You become successful, for what you
Yeah,
do.
no.
You're paying into power, innit?
Yeah, no, literally. And I feel like I'm definitely like a big believer in that. And do you know what? Even I was saying to one girl, she come to my shoot the other day and she said, Shan, like, I've got so much admiration for you because she was like, I have it easy. She was like, and for
Yeah.
me, I can't find that motivation. Like, she's like looking at me, or she said certain things to me, like, how do you just think of that? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I wish I could tell you, but like I don't know.
I
But
think it's a lot of it's lack of support as well. You know, when you don't have like a mum and a dad.
yeah.
I grew up kind of no family as well and that stuff.
Yeah.
So you've only got yourself. There's no one who
Yeah.
can save you out here.
And I
You
want
gotta
nice
make it
things.
happen, innit?
Like, I want nice things. So it's just like, I know that I ain't going to be able to get that.
No
And
one's gonna get that for you.
And for me,
That's it.
I'm not against man, but I'm against man. Like, so I just, for me, even when like man tried to come into my life and they tried to do all these things, it's just like I don't want it. Like,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna get it myself. I'm getting it myself. I've got it myself.
Big up the independent women out here.
Big them up, because for me it's just like and I think with men as well, it's hard because you can't buy me, and I always say that to men, like I don't want all of that from you, like, because for me it's just like it's not even that you're gonna have the satisfaction that you done this, and I'm gonna do it anyway. And I just feel like I don't know, like I'm
Or
just
they have an argument with you and then they take it back. And
yeah,
it's
I'm not here
correct.
for that. Yeah. Mm-mm.
We
Yeah.
spoke about earlier when we was coming in about ADHD and how you have it. How doing so much, how do you run your business whilst dealing with that, because there's a lack of executive function when it comes to that. So how do you find running your business with that?
Do you know what? I feel like before, like the majority of the time I've had my business, it's been hard because I just feel like, why am I like this? Or like I have intentions to like have this routine, and I'm very on this. Like, I want stability. I want stability. So for me, I'll always say things like, all right, cool, I'm gonna move house, and then I'm gonna do like this project, or then I'm gonna do this in my business. And then when I move house, then it'll be like, oh, there'll be something else. So for me, my friends will be like, Shan, why would you have to move house to do that? Or even like, for example, something recently, like I was like, I need to sell my sofa. There's too much going on in my front room. They're like, what? Like, what sense does that make? But I'm like, trust me.
Yeah, listen, understand.
I'm like, trust me. I'm like, the color of the sofa, like, it's just in my way. Like, there's too much going on. They're like, I
sensory
don't.
overload.
Now it's like, now I don't know. I feel like I've made more money since I got rid of the sofa. It's only been gone a week. Like, but I'm just like, I can breathe. Like, but it is hard. Like, when you've got ADHD, because the way you go around things, it just, I feel like it does take longer, and you do things in a not in a weird way, but just like in a different way. And it's just, it is hard. But I don't really know. I ain't really figured it out yet. I just get up every day and just fight.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What about your
that's it.
book? So obviously you're an author. So tell us more about your book and the contents of that, and what drove you to sort of write it.
Yeah, so I've got like 3 different ones. So one of them's an ebook. So that's just like how to like build your social media, like and like how to like grow your business. Like if you want like instant results, like with your Instagram page or whatever, that's
Your page is really good, one.
Did you? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll try for you. I'm still trying.
It looks really good.
And then I've got a physical book, which is a diary. And the only reason why I bought the diary out is because I didn't really get any bad feedback with the ebook, but I know that like there's room for improvement, and I need to know what, so then I can go and do that. So the only person, like one of my friends, she said to me, she was like, the only thing I like physical, like I like something physical. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll bring out a physical book then. So I basically just put different tips and like tricks and methods in a physical book, done that, and then the other one I've got is just like the Lash Bible, which was like a manual for like my students that come and enroll on my training courses. But I just felt like, because I was religious when I first started my business, my Bible was my go-to. That was actually my go-to. So I just, because I'm quite creative, I thought, right, what can I create for my students? So I just thought, let me create a Lash Bible, so this can be their go-to, but it will just have all of the lash stuff in there. So yeah, they're like the 3 different sort of books that I've got out at the moment.
So do you have like online courses and like courses as well, like face to face?
Yeah, so I've got like
Workshops or anything
all
like
my
that?
courses are like fully accredited. So I've got in-person training, and then I've got an online course now, which is like just gone crazy. Yeah.
Is that the £50 one?
Yeah.
Someone was talking about you the other day. She was
Really?
doing my lashes.
No way.
Yeah, and she was like, "Oh, this girl, she really inspired me to start my business." Lashes by Santos. I don't know if you know.
Oh, I
who
think
she
I've seen
is.
there, Pedro. She might
She was
message
talking
me.
about you. Yeah, yeah. And but she talked
Yeah.
about you, but didn't know that I knew you. Like,
Oh,
it was weird.
okay,
And she
yeah.
was saying, "Yeah, this is why I'm doing lashes. She's so good."
Yeah, yeah, she's lit. Yeah.
And that, and she said, "Yeah, you was a real inspiration reading your book, and she's going to join your mentorship program."
Yeah.
So she said, "Oh,
Yeah, no, it's crazy because you know what? When people say that to me, like I just think I'm just like just a normal person. Do you know what I mean? You'll see me going to the shop in my slippers. Like,
We'll
do
see
you
you
know
in
what I mean?
Tesco's.
Yeah, like, I'm
Just to the shop, my pajamas.
and then so, like when I go out and some people are like, oh my god, like what, like when girls like ask me to take a picture, I'm thinking like I want to get a picture of you. You're lit, like, do you know what I mean? But obviously, I just think it is nice. And when people do message me and they say like I'm the reason why they've started lashes, and like some people message me like, Shan, you don't even understand. Like I have to watch you every morning to get out of bed.
You really are inspiring other girls out here, and I love that because you're so young as well.
Yeah.
Young
And you're
girls that can look up
relatable.
to you.
Yeah.
You know, and you bring through hardships. It just goes to show you, no matter what,
Yeah.
you can always turn it around. It's never too late.
Yeah.
Like what you said earlier when you went to see the therapist, right? You couldn't relate to her at all. You'd see her, she had a new car. And I think you're very down to earth. You come from humble beginnings.
Yeah.
You stay humble. And I feel like that's why so many people are inspired by you, because they can see themselves in you.
Yeah.
Because you give an example of you don't have to be perfection. You don't have to be all la-di-da. You don't have to be all of that. You can just be you and shine. And I think that's why a lot of people mess with you. I'll be honest.
Yeah. No, it's true, because do you know what it was? When I first come into the industry, like I used to just go on live, but like live wasn't a thing back in 2018. Like, so when I used to go on live, everyone like I don't know, I was growing my business, and it was like everyone was messaging me from before I had the followers. I started my account on 0 followers. So when I got to like 700 followers, 800 followers, like everyone started saying, "Oh, you're such an inspiration." I used to go on live and be like, "Look, I'm eating crackers off my work surface in my hostel." And even though I knew I was bulimic, so I knew I was going to go and be sick after. So not everything I share in the moment, but I'll always share it after I come out of it. So I'm like telling these girls, I'm like, listen, like trust me, like I'm not there yet. Like everyone, we're all the same. Like me and you, we're the same. We're no different. And I think because I'd done that, it was just because one girl, she started her business after me, and she went on holiday, and she come back, and her mum, like she just went on a girls trip, and she come back and her mum just done up the spare room like for her to do like her business, but she didn't even want to do the business like that. So by force she sort of done it. She's doing absolutely amazing now, but she just didn't really want it like that. And I just thought, when I'm looking at her, I'm thinking, me and you, we ain't the same, because I basically live in the spare room that is like got the toilet right there. I can see the toilet where my bed is. I can see like my wardrobe. Everything's just all in this tiny little room. And then I'm thinking, I've got in the like communal like corridor, like the doors getting kicked off, the glass is getting broken every day, with everyone's like going through something in there. So I couldn't really bring clients to my house. So, and even though it was at my home, it wasn't my home. So I just felt
feel at home. I was 15 in the hostel too.
Yeah.
And all that. It's
So
crazy.
I just feel like for me, I just thought, let me be the person where it's like you can relate to me. So you don't feel a type of way. You don't need to be embarrassed that you're in a hostel. You don't need to be embarrassed that you ain't got family, or like things aren't really like that. You're going through like all this shit. Like, I've just tried to make it normal, basically.
Yeah.
And I think you're doing a
You should be so proud.
People
of
respect you.
yourself.
They'll rate it.
Thank you.
They'll rate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be really proud.
Definitely.
Thank you.
So going back to your bulimia, so
Yeah.
that you had that, you don't have that anymore.
No, yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
How did you overcome that then? Because that's many girls can relate to that as well.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I feel like it was jail. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I always say there's always blessings in everything.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's the reason why I went jail, but like that could just be enough for me, because when I went there, it was like I couldn't, like, you don't get your canteen straight away, so it was just like I was just like the breakfast pack that they would give you, then like the lunch they would give you, then dinner. So if I didn't eat that, I'm not eating, because I can't just go bring it into like my cell and like eat it later or whatever, or eat all at once and make myself sick. So I feel like because I couldn't do the binge eating like by force for like 2 weeks, like I'm not like able to just stuff my face and just make myself sick. So I think I sort of got out the habit by force, which I'm grateful for. And then obviously I started working with programs in there, and I'm a very open person. Like, so even when I work with these people, I'm not thinking, oh, I ain't working with this program, I ain't working with them, they ain't gonna help me, they don't understand. Like, I'm just here. Like, I love working with the programs. Like, I love it. I'm like, oh yeah, like I always tell them I'm gonna come back and I'll be working with you one day. And like, do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I'll have my name in there one day. Like,
That'd be amazing. You know?
yeah.
So talk to us a bit about your mentorship as well, because
Yeah, so
obviously,
I feel like with the mentorship, I just feel like for me, I just wanted someone, like if I had someone like me, and I'm not saying that I'm like the best, like I'm not saying that, but I just feel like I just wish I had someone there to just hold me accountable sometimes, or just remind me that, Shan, like you're on the right path and you're doing it, because I didn't have any of that when I was starting. Like, to be honest, I just was winging it. Like, I didn't know if I was doing it right or wrong. To be honest, I just felt like I was
Blagging your
doing
way
it wrong.
through life.
Yeah. So I just felt like for my students, like I wanted it to be that you don't just enroll on a course and you get left to your own devices, because a lot what I've noticed in the industry, not even just in the lash industry, just in a lot of beauty industry, in the beauty industry in general, I feel like people go on a course, like they get the qualifications, then they don't really know where to go from there. So I feel like for me, I just give my students so much, and I like, listen, you can ring me. I'm like, I give them a call when they enroll, and I speak to them. Sometimes it could be for 15 minutes, sometimes it could be for like an hour. And at the end, I always say, I'm sorry if you have to go and take a paracetamol now, because I just don't stop. But obviously, I just feel like it's nice. I want them to know that you can feel comfortable to reach out to me. They probably see my followers and think, yeah, this girl ain't gonna reply to me. Like you can message. I tell them you can message me all day, every day. Like, don't feel a type of way. And even though if I don't answer, like, still send like multiple messages. I'm not gonna think, why is this girl messaging me like 3 times? Because what I want you to understand is like, you might have a question and then think, oh, I don't want to double message her because I don't want her to think that I'm like overpowering or whatever. But I say to him, like, you might forget the question that you needed to ask me, and then when I come back to you eventually, I might have been driving, I might have been filming, like, you don't know, like, and so when I do get back to you, I'll be able to help you with exactly what you need. And then what you're probably thinking that isn't like, that is the end of the world, I'll probably think that's lit, we can use that, you can capitalize off that. And then they're like, oh my God, like, and you've just beat yourself up for no reason. So having me in your life and just constantly reminding you, this is good, this is good, this
Everyone
is good.
needs a mentor.
Yeah,
No matter your
100%.
age.
I've even got a mentor.
yeah, especially words of affirmation and support. We've got quite a supportive little group.
I was
don't
just
we?
about to say that. Like,
Yeah.
these girls support me so much. Even if I
Yeah.
don't think I can make it, these girls are like, nah, you can.
We're like, yes, you can. No negative self.
Yeah, like they don't allow it,
Yeah.
you know. Like everyone needs that. So
It's important.
and I think that you're doing it such a reasonable price as well.
Yeah.
Like the £50. I think
Because
that's
you know
worth
where it was?
That's-
In
some courses are really expensive.
Yeah, because I start from like, the course originally is £350,
Yeah.
and that's what I start my in-person training off. So it goes from like 350 upwards. But then obviously I've priced my online course at that. But then in like the month of Ramadan, like I must have put it on sale for £49.99, and I kept asking my mentor, should I put it? I've been wanting to put on that price for so long. She's like, no, like, she was like, everything you get in there, especially because, like, Shan, I'll tell you, don't give out free mentoring, but you're gonna do it anyway because you just want to help
You
people.
like supporting people. you
yeah.
can tell.
And she'll tell me don't do it or whatever. And then obviously in that month, like, I put it on sale, and it, like, she told me you're not going to be able to put it back up. And I tried, but I was just like, I can't do it. Like, especially when so many girls are messaging me and saying, thank you so much. Like,
Because it's affordable.
yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
it's allowed me
It's
to actually
enabling
put.
girls to go out there and
Yeah.
feed their children or have
Yeah.
that side hustle and that's really changing people's lives.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
have to be like,
And then that's thanks
so
to you. Do you know
proud.
what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what when they message me now, I think that's what makes me keep going, because I'll even say to them, God, you girl, you don't understand what I've gone through today. So then because when they've said things like, oh Shan, like you've changed my life, like you don't even understand, like this time last year, and I'm just like, when they tell me like their details, because a lot of people, they're very open with me, and they'll even say, I don't even tell people like in my circle or my family, like certain people, they don't, what I know about them, like their family and things don't know about. But I think it's because I don't judge, and I will try to help you. And I said, even if I say to all my girls that I say, even if I don't know like something, or I haven't experienced that, I will probably know someone that has, or I'll probably be able to recommend you to go to somewhere that can like advise you on that or whatever. So I'm like, never. And even some girls, they go through some crazy stuff, and I'm like, listen, don't think you have to just message me about lashes, like, because when I was going through it, like, I do struggle mentally, and there were times that I didn't want to be here, and I don't want anyone to feel like that.
Yeah.
So I said, like, please never feel no type of way to like reach out to me, like even if you don't want to come on my course, I say like, don't, like, my DMs are always open, like, for people to. I'll voice note you. You'll probably think, fucking hell, why did I message this girl?
Do you think that helping other people heals you?
Yeah, like, I think it does help, because like for me, I just feel, I don't know, it just sort of like, I don't know, the way that it makes like my heart feel, and like the way that I know that you are consoling in me. And I'm just thinking like I've been going through this for years and years and years. I always say to people, I feel like I've been fighting for like from the womb, like, because even with my
I feel
mum.
you, girl.
Yeah, like, she was born. My mum was like born on like crack and heroin, like, and obviously I was in hospital for like months, and I had to get like weaned off of it. And I just think like,
Was that why you took into care then? Or
no,
took-
like, I think
adopted?
she passed away when she was 18, but when she died, she didn't have that in her system, and she'd gone to rehab like I don't know, like 3-4 times, maybe even more than that, I don't know. But for me, I'm thinking, you died at 18, so for you to have gone in and out of rehab that many times, that's a lot. So for me, I'm just like, I'm grateful that, you know, like, I'm an understanding person, because everything I do is for my mum. Like, I don't hold no judgment for nothing. Like me, I've never touched drugs in my life, but like, and it's not that I'm against it, because even when I was like around the wrong things and doing the wrong things, I sort of, I don't know, I started to want to understand. I'd be like, why, how did you get on like these drugs? They might say, oh, like, my dad just told me or whatever. And I'll be trying to help them. Like, I'll be trying to be there for them. Or if even though I was doing what I was doing, it was sort of like, I'm a lot more like, empathetic, like, towards them. Because I'm just thinking, even though my mum's not here, I don't know, I've been around certain things, so it's like, I wouldn't want her to be here, and then like people think, oh, you know, that girl, like, you know, like, that the biggest like drug user in the area, like, you know, that's her mum. Like, I wouldn't want anyone to look at my mum like that if she was still on that. So
Writing history. You're literally undoing everything that went wrong, and you're making it all good now. It's so amazing.
So wrapping up, sorry, Bose.
That's what
So you're so wrapping up. Tell us a little bit about your rebrand, because I know you wanted to touch on that.
yeah.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about your rebrand, because
Yeah, so I feel like I've been trying to like rebrand for like nearly like a year now, and I feel like the last like couple months I've really like because it's hard for me to focus on myself, because I'm always doing things for other people. So I feel like my mentor even said to me, like, Shan, you've really got to like focus on yourself. Every month you come back to me, the only reason why you don't achieve your goals is not because you're like incapable, it's because you're always helping others exceed
That
their
time for
goals.
yourself.
So the last couple months that I've really been working on like rebranding, not even just like a new logo, but it was just like, I feel like I've come to like the end of like my era, I think, of like where I was, how I've been doing things, how things look. I feel like I'm sort of trying to go into like the new elevation, like, just, I don't know, like, I'm just really excited for this whole rebrand, and I'm even gonna do like a relaunch as well, like a little relaunch party. Girls, you're all invited.
oh, I was glad to say, we definitely need to.
But yeah,
do
it's
that.
exciting, because I just feel like it's like a new like stage for me, and I feel like I feel like you've just got to know when you're at that new stage to like sort of enter it, like step into it. Yeah.
So plug your socials, let everyone know where we can find you and where they can buy your courses and how they can follow you.
Yeah, so it's ILashShan on like Instagram, TikTok, and my website is eyelashan.com, and it's ILashShan.
Thank you so much.
Love to have you on today. Honestly.
Thanks, girls.
inspiration, honestly. Like, you're doing
thank
really
you.
well.
And we're looking
And,
forward to seeing you getting even bigger and
That's
even
it,
better
that's it,
and
keep
inspiring
growing.
even more people. And don't forget that humility. I love her humility
so
as
humble,
well.
isn't she?
Yeah, keep smashing your goals.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're rooting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, ladies, you heard it here first. Make sure you hit up Shan's website if you want mentoring, if you want eyelashes. She's your girl. She's gonna teach you how
Yeah,
to be
hit
the
her up.
goat. Hit her up. All right. Thanks
Thanks,
guys.
You're listening to the Sisterhood podcast.